Welcome back, everyone. Danberg here with a little bit of ZvZ tips and tricks that I've been learning. I'm nowhere near high level, just Diamond 3 at the moment, but working on some tips to help bring me up to Diamond 2. I've got two Zerg games for you this morning that I played, and one was a very quick roach push from my opponent, and the other one, I hit my roach timing super clean. So we're going to talk about both of these, and little tricks I did in the Ling Bane stage. So let's take a look at this first roach counter I did. So I always do a push into scout with my early aggression. So this is just my regular point. First off, I want to show you one quick tip that I've been working on now. After I've been getting harassed in my expansion when they send over a drone and I didn't know how to beat it. So what I've been doing is after my first Overlord pops, both of these cocoons here are rallied out towards my expansion. So I'll show you the little bit of micro I'm doing to beat this. So I got two drones out. Let's pause it and look at my camera here. I've got my Overlord coming out to try to scout any early aggression. I notice that there is right there. I notice that there's no drone waiting for me, so I instantly send one back to my mineral line, and I'm going to take this drone to take my expansion. I do this in every ZvZ now, because if they try to delay my natural, I put one on attack move to kind of force it away, or I can just put them both on attack move, kill it, or I force him into making a hatchery, which is 300 minerals. And if he's going to drop a hatchery, I'll just go pool first, and I'll be at a really big advantage with just the way my game is going, because I know he can't drop a pool on his side if he just drops a hatchery over here at the same time. So this is a little bit of the micro I'm doing right now. So I see that he doesn't have a drone there, so I take my hatch right on time at 300 minerals. Going back and just do a standard opener. My opponent, on the other hand, is taking a very early pool and a very early gas. So I have my overlords down the attack path to catch any early Ling Bane aggression, right? So this is down the actual attack path down the middle of this map if he's going to try to send Lings. And this one's just taking a beeline towards his third base so I can catch when his hatchery is finished. So let's fast forward a little bit. Let's see what he's going to do. He takes, I think he foregoes Zergling speed for a very, very quick Roach Warden, because his roaches were out lickety-split. Now he's going to get speed a little bit late, but that's fine. There it is, the Roach Warden. Where is it? Oh, it's hiding over here. So yeah, he got a Roach Warden really, really early. So now, for me, I've got Lings coming across my map. I've got my Baneling nest down here, and this is what I was talking about before. I didn't see any Zerglings coming across the map with my Overlords, so I'm going to put my Zerglings down towards his between his third. I can either try to catch the drone as it's coming, or I can get a scout on his third timing, but I'm going to be taking my third at about 31 supply here, so I should be sending a drone very soon down. There she goes. So this is my opener. Now, let's see how I ended up winning this. So my opponent right now, his roaches are finished when my Baneling nest is finishing up. And he's already dropping 5 roaches right now. He was banking up money to try to push across with this roach push. Now I've got my Lings here. My Baneling nest is about to finish. I'm making sure that I'm not being scouted by Overlords. If there's just Lings down in your third, he would think maybe he's just trying to block his expansion so he can send Queens out to take the Lings down to block his third. This is one thing you can do as a ZvZ. Make sure that your Lings aren't in close to a high ground area or close to just under an Overlord. This is always a bad thing. And now I'm up on 25 to 26 workers. I'm at 27 just because I'm a little bit greedy on this match. My Overlord should be popping really soon, but my hatch also should be popping here relatively soon, so I get out of this supply block. This is always kind of a weird spot for me. If I'm droning too hard, I take an Overlord at 31, but that's not the point for this. I'm going to show you how to beat this early roach counter. So he's got roaches across the map. I'm already morphing my Banes, and now I'm rallying units down. So right here, I'm not looking, I'm doing my macro, and I catch, my Lings get caught out. My Lings get caught out. So at this time, my Banelings are going into his mineral line. I'm doing a scout with my Banelings, and I'm going to start sending my Zerglings home. Alright, so I'm going to slow down a little bit here. My banelings come in, realize there's no drones. So this is already big red flag number one. There's no drones. There are no drones at his second base. Look how many drones are at my second base. Not a heap, but at 25, 27 workers, there should be drones at your second base. I think he's got all of his drones now. Maybe in the build. He's building 6 more drones now. So yeah, he pushes out with these roaches and then he tries to drone up. So good thing is, I've got banelings. He's got his ramp blocked with queens, but it's not such a good block. So I sneak my banelings in. His queens are too slow. I get 4 worker kills. Now, 27-21. This is big. He's coming in with his roaches, but now I'm starting to bank up lings at home. I've got 6 lings at home. He's got 6 roaches, but I have also 2 queens, and I have the defender's advantage. And also, I know I just killed a whole bunch of drones on his side. I have more drones, so I can kind of sacrifice these drones. So, to defend, let's watch. I'm going to pull my drones. I'm going to try to surround his roaches. First, I want him to come into my creep. This is really important for him to come into creep. Get into the creep. Try not to lose the queen. Lost the queen, mistake, sloppy mistake. Now, here it is. Pull the drones. Get them surrounded. And then attack from afar. He's trying to build workers right now while I'm building workers. Now, this is the most important part. This is why I won. So let's look at damage done. He's killed 2 workers. I've killed 4 workers. I'm on 25 workers. He's on 30 workers now because he was droning behind this. Now there's 2 things he could be doing right now. He could be all-inning with the roaches, or he could be redroning. If he's all-inning, I'm expecting more roaches downrange, and I need to have that information now. If he's redroning, I need to do damage because I just killed all of his army. Let's look at the units right now. He has a queen, 14 zerglings. I'm sorry, that's me. I have a queen and 14 zerglings. He has 2 queens, a roach, and 2 zerglings. That's nothing. That's nothing. He's got a whole mess of drones in his production too. So what do? I morph some Banes. With all my remaining money right now, I need to get pressure in, so I morph Banes. And now, as soon as my Banelings are about finished, I'm pushing out across the map. Because I know that I just need to do enough damage. If he's going to all-in me with roaches, I need to have a big Baneling count. And if he is not, I need to be able to get some pressure over there. So right now, what am I doing? I'm getting a Roach Warren and I'm getting drones. I'm going to try to get up to 38 workers. I run in, see that he's got nothing. So I go right for the minerals. I'm just trying to buy time for my Banelings to get here, right? I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I realize, oh my god, I think I can kill all this. So, I take his queen, I take his roach, he leaves the game, I get in. So at this time, I've got all my Banelings about to hit, I've got into his mineral line, and I'm about to run up this ramp as well. So the early roach push did a lot of damage back if I wasn't as aggressive, if I wasn't being aggressive. Again, the key to ZvZ is being really aggressive. So I'm showing you that this build that I usually do, I tried to explain in a previous video, but this build, I feel for ZvZ is very safe. It's all about Overlord Scouts, and it's about understanding the drone and worker and unit relationship in ZvZ. So this was a good match I played this morning. I wanted to show you. Next match is a really kind of turtley Zerg, and I pull off my second stage of my ZvZ very clean this morning. So again, I'm going to do my standard opener, where I've added rallying my 15 and 16 workers down to my expansion. So let's watch this little bit of micro again. So my opener is 17 hatch gas, 17 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool. And I will show you. Doesn't really matter what my opponent is doing. Let me just look at my side of this. So I bring down 2, realize he doesn't have it. I set my hatch off center on this match, which was really embarrassing. It's not off center. And it drove me crazy, but I didn't have the money to reject it and start again. I haven't played in a week. I'm a little bit rusty. But yeah, my overlords. I got one overlord going down to scout into his base and then retreat up to this high ground. And then I've got this overlord which is just going down the attack path to catch zerglings out. Now, when your spawning pool pops, this is when you should be looking for zerglings down the minimap right now. Right about when this finishes to see if you're going to have some pressure in or not. So Let's see. Start my Zergling speed. Now, let's see if I've got Zerglings. Yes! Boom, 2 Zerglings. Now, let's see what this means. I'm making 4 Zerglings, right? I'm making 4 Zerglings. I just started making my Zerglings, but I saw there are Zerglings on the map. This means he went early pool. He went early pool on this. His pool is already finished. He hasn't started researching metabolic boost yet, but I'm assuming it's going to come down just in a moment here. So what I do is I will make an extra set of lings. I'm going to make a little bit more lings. So you're going to see I usually make only 2. I'm making 6 now because I'm expecting more damage downrange. He's got his Zergling speed up a little bit earlier, but I'm not afraid of just a couple lings because I'm not seeing more come out. So I'm going to be a little brave with this Overlord. I'm going to keep it up on this high ground instead of pulling it back. But I do have this down the attack path. This is the most important. Now, he sends just a couple lings into my base. He's running them around. That's fine. I'm still working on my build. Now, there's a really cool piece of micro that I do on this match that I'm going to show you. Now, first off is I'm chasing this ling around. This is how you get baited into a Baneling. Is not watching this and just having A move on one Zergling. When you both don't have speed and when you both have speed, your Zerglings are the same speed, so you can't catch each other. You take one Zergling that's holding about 6 Zerglings back into one Baneling, and you win a massive trade. I've been baited into that too many times. I know better. So what am I doing? I've got 4 lings on this guy just in case he tries to make a Baneling. I do want to see where he's going. Maybe I should have done just 2. My box wasn't as precise as it should have been. I should have tried to just box 1 or 2 with it. But the rest of my Zerglings are going over under this Overlord because I want to pressure his 3rd because I am taking my 3rd. I want this to be my advantage. I'm going to send in my extra Zerglings over to here. And what am I doing behind this? I'm droning up. I don't see any massive pressure coming down range. I'm going to try to make drones as late as I can until I know I need to do pressure. So here we go. Again, always, you get 4 Banelings as soon as you can, and you rally them into their mineral line. Now, this is my build. Now, I've got lings coming up. I want to see what he's got. So you don't send in all your lings. I've got my Overlord up here. Let's check my vision. I see a Baneling. I know that there's a Baneling up here, so I'm not going to send in all my lings. Right? I know what he's trying to bait me into. And I also cancel my Banelings. So they were headed up into the main base, but they're not. I'm going to try to scout in to see if he's got any kind of mess up here. I see that there's no spire or anything like that, nothing hidden behind the mineral lines. I see he's got a hatch, he's got a pool, he's got a Baneling nest. I don't know if he has this gold or not, but I know he doesn't have this base because I just ran by it. So right now I'm looking, okay, I've got 3 bases. I've got, almost 30 workers. We're almost same on worker count. But he's got a lot of Banelings and he has the defender's advantage, so I have to try to sneak my stuff through. So let's see what I do. Let's look at this. Let's push back. So I lost that drone. I'm going to try, again, I want to try to bait out his Banelings. So I'm going to take a trade. Yeah, I think I was going to catch a big, slot of Banelings. And you win when in ZvZ if you have Banelings and your opponent doesn't. So notice I started making Banelings. I'm rallying them into the mineral line. I take a trade with my Banelings where I'm going to try to get him to detonate all his because I see they're in a big clump and not spread out. Now here we go. I'm trying to get him down this ramp. I'm going to bait pass. Whoop! I made it. That was really dangerous to me, but I see that he's kind of using the select alarmy key, and his lings are in front of his bane, so I do kind of slip in around it. Now, this is where my micro kind of comes in. I'm floating a lot of minerals on this point, but this is, I'm still diamond 3. This is not high level stuff. So let's take this a little bit slow and let's watch. So right now I've got my Banelings rallied out to his main base mineral line, and I've got my main lings running up into his main base, right? Because I want him to be focusing on these lings and let my Banelings in. Come on, boys. There's one. Now I'm up in here. Let's take a pause. I'm about to get a big juicy hit down here of Banelings. What am I doing in his main base? I've got my lings kind of all clumped up here. So first let's watch this Baneling impact to see what we've got. 6 workers. Now I've got a massive advantage. I'm 10 workers ahead. I know this. Then Where are my lings? Okay. Okay. Let's see where he's watching right now. This is... Where is he watching? He's back down here trying to rally all of his stuff back. What I do during this time is I take 4 of my lings. I'm red. Sorry. I'm red. I take 4 of my lings, and I'm going to run them up over to here, while he's going to kill the rest of my lings. So watch this. Ready? So I run my lings up over here. I still have lings in his base, but I'm morphing these into banelings. Now, I'm on his creep. I'm macroing up at home now as much as I can. I'm dropping, getting more drones. I'm trying to drop, open up more gas. I'm going to let these die. Now, here it is. So he has no idea about these guys. Shouldn't. Yeah, this is his camera. He has no idea that these guys are here. Now, he feels, okay, damage is complete. I'm safe again. Let's start opening back up. He might even be trying to see. No, that's my overlord over here to come and see if he's taking this gold base. So now he's feeling at ease. So he's going to unsaturate. He's oversaturated on this mineral line. What is he going to do? He's going to send all of his drones back up to this mineral line. And let's watch what happens here. Let's watch his camera. Let's just watch everyone's camera here. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this. I don't want to sneak in too early. There it is. Here it is. So 11 workers. Just when he thinks it's safe, I get my banelings out. I walk in. Now let's check to see what we're doing what the status of the game is right now. I'm up to 43 workers, which is about 4 gas, and I've got three bases down. He's got 28 workers. Now this is the stage of the game where I always transition into Roach. So I transition during my attack. When I'm when I'm in the opponent's base, I started this transition about 10 seconds back. So right when I started warping those banelings in up top, I think, okay, I'm about to get really far ahead. I need to capitalize on this. I know he can't move out, or he might be trying to move out right now, but if he does try to move out, I need to have more units at my main. But I think I'm going to force him home right now. My bases are super oversaturated. That's not so important right now. It's more important that I'm making drones at this point. You can oversaturate a base and divide them among all of your gases equally later. The more important thing is I have drones and he doesn't have drones. Even if I'm not super, even if I'm double saturated on this base, that's not the end of the world at this point because my resources are going to boom up over him. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a layer as soon as I can. I should be taking a layer very, very soon, so I can get speed down. So I'm going to show you my next push. Okay. Here's how it goes. Right now, okay. So here it starts. I've got 4 gases mining. I'm up to 38 workers, which is the magic number of workers. I'm going to start +1, +1, and then as soon as my layer is done, I'm going to start roach speed. But right now, I need to make units because if he's going to come and push across the map, I need to have units. I need to have some sort of an anchor to stop. So I've decided I've done a heap of damage on his side. If he tries to drone up back over to 40, he's not going to have any units, and it's going to take him so long to do that that I'll just have units and come across the map and kill him. He can't get upgrades and units and drones all at the same time. I already have drones. I don't have units, so I'm going to get upgrades, and I'm going to push across at a really clean timing on my side. So this base over here, if I lose this base right now, I could take a macro hatch inside my main. I'm not so worried about this. I need to make sure that I've got this protected. So what do? You make some spines. You get some zerglings up here. Even when it comes in with banes, the spines should be able to eat them. 2 spine hits will kill a bane, so I've got 3. And I can kind of body block and do everything. I'm just trying to make as much of a wall as possible. And I've got overlords out on the map so I can see if he is moving out, if he's taking another base over here. I've got information all over the place. I've got my things going out. So yeah, I see. Boom. I see there's something coming in over here. So I send over my roaches to this side. There's a overlord in here who's trying to see if I'm going spire or not. Okay. So one little piece of advice here. Always start +1 before your roach speed. Because roach speed only costs 79 seconds, where the +1 timing attack is 114. So if you get your layer right about when you're starting your +1/+1, and then you start roach speed, all of these should hit about the same time. You should be about a third of the way through your layer when you drop your Evo chambers. And then as soon as your Evo chambers are done, you start this. Then about 20 seconds later, your layer will finish. You can start your roach speed timing, and everything has about 70 seconds left. This is about 60, 30, 40 seconds left. So let's see what we've got. So yeah, again, I'm just trying to keep him away from me. I'm just trying to turtle up right now. And now the rule is, for your spending at this point of the game, is your gas goes into roaches, your minerals go into a couple overlords, and any other minerals you have left you put into drones, and you try to get up to about 51 at this point. So I'm almost done with +1/+1 and Constitution. Now let's see over on his side. What am I afraid of over here? I remember that when I'm starting to push out, I send in my roaches. Hold on one moment. Here's how I know that I'm going to be okay. There's my Ling. I have one Ling over here attacking. Let's see what I can do. I was able to click on his roaches and see that they don't have any upgrades. This is, you always, right about the time that your upgrades are finishing, I feel like I'm going to have this big advantage of roach speed +1 and +1. I want to confirm that. If I see right now that he's already on +1, I know my advantage isn't as big as it could be. Lings at this point in the game are almost useless. So I've got all these Lings. I'm going to transfer them onto different hotkeys, and I'm going to send them out in different spots. So yeah, Lings are on 8. And I'm going to send them up towards his, I think, main base or second base. Or, oh, actually, no, towards my third to block in if there's a bunch of banelings or something. Because I am starting to drone up my third now. And now we're going to move out with all the roaches. So I know I'm going to lose that. I'm making more overlords right now. I'm starting +2, and a Hydroden immediately after this. Okay, so there it is. So we've got +2. I've got spines going down just to be safe over on my third because I don't want to lose it right now. I'm at a really good spot. And I'm going to start a Hydroden here, I think, very, very soon, as I have the minerals for it. But what's my sweet spot? His third. I've had my third for a lot longer than he does. And I know that if he doesn't have this drone count, he can't get any upgrades. He can't really do anything else. And I'm on a massive, massive drone count. So even though he has higher drones than I do right now, it's because he over-droned. Let's look at... yeah, he's making 44 workers. He's still trying to pump out drones right now while he's also making units. This is a big mistake that a lot of Zerg do. I know 38 workers is where I stop making workers and I start pumping into roaches as much as possible. And then any drones I have over that, I start pumping back up over towards 50. So here it is. What am I going to do? I'm not going to clump my stuff together. I'm going to get a long line. Let's get this. So I know that he's got... No, this is all he has. So I'm going to get a line. And there it is. Now I've got a nice concave. I feel comfortable that I can take this fight. I'm going to make sure that all my roaches are doing work. And I'm not going to chase his army away. Rats. I'm not going to chase his army away. I'm going to take his third. He knows at this point. So my timing there, the +1/+1 roach speed timing hits right as in there. One more time, let's watch when the upgrade hits and when I walk in. So roach speed finished. I'm starting to move out. And then there's roach speed. Boom. So, perfect world, I should be about right here when those upgrades hit. But I'm starting up my +2/+2 right now, and now I'm in. So, he's just starting roach speed. He's got nothing else. At this point, yeah, at this point he can go for any upgrade he wants. He's on the economy at this point to get all those upgrades. 50 workers, start to do that, but again, aggression is key with ZvZ. So if you're going to stay back and you're going to bunker up, you have to understand until when am I going to bunker up. And my rule is roach speed +1/+1. So I push out my first time at my baneling nest. When I get my baneling nest, I push out and do some damage. And then, yeah, so let's just watch this kind of like in ×4 one more time so we could talk about the pace, the ebb and flow of ZvZ. So this is a really, really clean, kind of fun to play match where I got to try a bunch of little extra micro stuff where I put my Bane's up in the corner, explode his drones and stuff like that. So make sure you don't have a hatch. Have your overlords down the map to see any early zerglings. If you're getting 13-12 pulled, all you have to do is pull your drones. Make just zerglings. Don't worry about getting supply blocked because you need to have the units over him, and you're going to lose the units. So having an overlord to get up to 36 supply, but you can't get above 20 because you're losing units, it's not worth it. So don't worry about overlords if you get 13-12. I let him get the scout off. It's fine. Get in my position, high ground, because I feel confident. I like his skin. So here we go. I got my Baneling nest. You push in. Banes are out. I'm going to drone behind this because I can't go in and immediately kill him on this stage. You drone behind it. So there we go. Get the hit. Get up in there. Link Bane. Starting to drone back up. You let all that attack. Here it comes. Here it comes. Start your roaches, start your evos. Bam. Get some more drone hits. Now we're in the roach. Now we're in the roach stage. Start +1/+1. At the layer. About a third of the way through. +1. A third of the way through. +1. As soon as this layer is finished, with this. Get up to 38 workers, start pushing workers up more and more, spend all your money on units, get to an anchor on your third, make sure you can't get any damage in. Keep droning up. At 50 workers, start into the Hydra Lurker phase if you can't win on this push. So again, at this push, what you're going to do is start your second round of upgrades, +2/+2, drop a Hydra Den somewhere. If you can't win, you have something to come back to. And then you're going to keep droning your third, try to get a fourth at this time. So that is the ebb and flow of ZvZ. While you're attacking, while you're doing pressure with one phase, you start walking towards the next phase. Don't let your mind get caught on what phase you're on right now. So really clean, really fun, aggressive build. This build I'm doing in ZvZ right now is working very well up in the diamonds. So hopefully I can keep it running up into master. So all right, thanks for watching. Hope you learned a few things about ZvZ, and if you want to practice, let me know. See you on the ladder.